Hello, and welcome to Shite Talk, an Irish history podcast. I'm going to keep this intro short. I know I usually say that and then end up kind of rambling and plugging stuff for a few minutes, so I'll get that out of the way really quickly. We've got a Belfast gig coming up in 2 weeks' time in the Sunflower, so I'll put the ticket links to that into the description of the episode, or else you can just find it online, search it on Eventbrite. And we should be announcing a Dublin gig in the next week or a couple of days, hopefully. Sorry about this episode being late. We did 3 stories for this one, and we're putting 2 up on this, one on the Patreon, where we also have all the other things that we've done. There's like 40 plus episodes there, so it's a $5 a month. So if you're already caught up on all the episodes, you can go and check out the Patreon. But yes, that's everything. Cool. So we'll see somebody in Belfast, and yeah, after.
Gather around now, you're in for a story. Old tales of lore, all in search of a glory. The history and mystery of lads, lasses and all. Discoveries and voyages, the rise and the fall. Follow me now as we go back in time. We trace the steps of Irish lineage to find. Joseph from Carlo and Kevin the dog. Guide you through the ways of Shite.
Tell me this. Do you want to hear a story about a man born in Donaghadee?
I thought you were giving me an option.
Do
I want to hear the story? What if I say no then?
Well, then
I've short episode.
I've got a story about a man born in Booterstown, or possibly from Booterstown.
Okay.
You can decide.
Donaghadee.
Donaghadee.
I don't know where that is.
It's up in County Down. Man called Thomas Legge, born in 1808. Was the son of a man who owned a transport boat, bringing goods that weren't needed in one country to where they were needed in another, like oranges to Spain, or Irish people to America.
To America, okay.
Like a lot of young lads, he thought his daddy's business was square.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You know, it wasn't hip to be working on the sea delivering people. He wanted something better for his life, something more exciting. So at the age of 16, he ran away to sea to become a British naval man officer.
Oh, yeah.
It just seemed a bit odd. He said, my dad works on boats. It's stupid. I don't want to do that. I want to go work on boats.
Yeah, yeah. How did his father feel about him heading off? What's that look about?
I'm just waiting for whatever fucking stupid shit you're going to say.
What? No, he's saying...
You're mind me now.
No,
Yeah.
how did his dad... He was pulled off...
I go say whatever you're going to say.
His son was pulled off by the Navy. Surely he was standing at the bay shouting after to be like, you're pulling my leg. I skipped over several options. We were talking about his shipping business. I was like, what does it cost? An arm and a fucking Tom leg?
I jumped straight by you saying that he was getting pulled off by the Navy. I wouldn't be the
pulled
first
off. I wouldn't be the first man.
But it's 1775.
Yeah, something's afoot. Leg, yeah. Doesn't matter.
But anyway, this was 1775, and if you can hear the sound of that, that's Kevin using the Guinness Nitro Surge can.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks bad.
It doesn't look bad. What are you
It looks like you're doing it in a weird way.
No.
You're not doing it how he does it.
This is the normal way.
It isn't, though. Davey showed you the normal way, and he works for Guinness.
He built this can.
But this was around 1775, although he wasn't long for it, because he deserted the ship as soon as it docked, as was the style at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a free travel.
So he's just showing up to be like, hey, I love the British military, so why do you got a suitcase and a Hawaiian shirt?
No, he would have docked somewhere near India or in India.
Okay.
But I guess, yeah, people would have just used ships and the Navy at the time. It's basically the Lewis. The Navy in 1775 is like the Lewis.
Just that, yeah.
Just don't pay.
Just don't pay it. What are they going to do?
Court martial.
Murder you, say, probably.
I'd noticed that in Gothenburg that because here all of the men who enforce the Lewis look like they could kill you and want to do it. There they wear like these silly little hats. Yeah. And they can't stop you from getting off. If they get on you can just look out as you're arriving to a stop and be like, they're there. They're just going to walk straight by them. Not that I did that.
Yeah, but it is.
We didn't see any.
It's the same here. They can't legally stop you.
No, I'd be hoping that's try it. Try it, buddy.
Yeah.
We can try it. I'd love the compo claim.
Yeah.
But yeah, never play for the Lewis or
Yeah, I mean, you can get away
in
with it.
Gothenburg. Pay for it here, you get caught. It's like 80 quid or 100 quid.
Yeah, but what are they going to do?
Fine you.
Try finding you first.
Yeah, I'd say they could run faster and longer than you.
But they can't run after you. They can't chase you. You can't just
can.
walk away.
No, they can chase you, just can't touch you. But they can
Yeah.
just follow you all the way home and just look through your window for
Well,
it.
then go to your enemy's house and be like, hey, can I just use the bathroom and then run out the back door? Thus, playing them for a fool.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in India now, right? Supporting himself the best way he knew by begging.
Good.
All right, he'd spend about 7 years bouncing around India and West Pakistan on foot before getting a bit of work with an Englishman in Jaipur in 1782. Majoy Sangster was a mercenary for hire, and at this time he was under the employment of Jatrana of Gohad, leader of Gohud Gwalior.
Yeah.
I've probably got all that wrong.
Go hood or go home, you know?
Majoy taught Leg how to cast iron and make cannons and weapons and such. So he learns all of that.
Yeah.
And then once he knows enough, he's like, I might tip on. I don't like hanging around too long.
No.
He likes traveling, and he's working underneath him. He's probably Also, he's been traveling for 7 years. Probably has a job for a few months or a year. He's like, I've got itchy feet again.
It's time to go on, yeah.
He probably start putting on
He's
sandals.
definitely more of an away leg than a home leg.
I wish this is why we're meant to video this episode. Look how happy you are. This is the happiest I've seen you.
This is my happy place. Just interrupting your story with puns. You shouldn't have written a story about a man with such an easily joked name. I thought that one would win you over. It was basically a sports reference.
That's fair.
All right. So he's working some job. He knows how to cast iron. He's heading off again.
Yeah, make guns, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So he's gone off. Next up, Kabul in Afghanistan.
Kabul.
But so yeah, he gets to Kabul, and I know he's having a great time, right? His skills were in high demand, and he was making some good bank, 3 rupees a day. So he stayed for a couple
What
of
would
years.
the Afghanis need guns for?
I don't know, whatever you mean.
When is this is what 1780s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 1780s, he's just traveling around. They're like, you're very good at making guns
Yeah.
and weapons. Why don't you make some of them for us? He's like, all right, give me a load of money and probably like 72 virgins. And we're like, fucking
Class.
work away. So he keeps that up for a while, living the high life, making weapons and training soldiers, making himself indispensable. So indispensable that he figured if he ever wanted to leave, they might not actually let him.
Oh shit.
So in the middle of one night, he just flees under the cover of darkness.
That's a good cover to flee under.
I imagine a cloak as well or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Afghani rug of some sort.
But up north, over the Hindu Kush to Barashkan, where he would have a great time as his skills were in high
You'd
demand.
have a great time in Hindu Kush.
Yes. I specifically didn't write any jokes.
Yeah.
But it was over up in Barashkan. Yeah, it was here he'd have a great time as his skills were in high demand. And he was making good bank, forging weapons, training soldiers, making himself indispensable.
Again,
Yeah.
I know what you meant by forging weapons, but my first thought was like he's just making fake weapons. Yeah, it's a AK-46. It's it'll plow down an army.
It's meant to have that red dot where the bullets come out.
Oh yeah,
That plastic thing, it's a
Yeah.
cover to stop dust getting in.
I wouldn't worry about that.
You think that's bad? Wait till you see one of those just show up in the middle of your skull.
Yeah.
I suppose actually, you know what, over in India, there's probably a lot of people who are thinking they've got snipers pointed at them.
Yeah. That sketch definitely exists of just a guy knocking over Hindi people. Like, get out! Fuck, watch it!
That's another.
Ah!
But it was-
Great stuff.
It was here he'd get married and he'd stay for a few years
Okay.
before same thing again. He just travels north to Bukhara.
Yeah.
And
Did he just run off and leave his wife?
But I think that's. I don't know
Yeah.
how long he stays there. It's probably more of a wife. Maybe he just
Yeah.
held her hand or had sex with her or had a ceremony where he gave her the rest of his life.
Well, yeah, because now I'm just picturing you sitting at home one day and he's just like, his wife's talking to him about her, concerns and feelings, and he's just like, "Yep, they're probably going to kill me because of the guns. I'm gonna need to run away now."
But he does run away.
Yes.
So he goes up north to Bukhara, where again skills in high demand. This just keeps happening again and again and again. Kind of making arms for every power in the Eastern world.
Yeah.
Like, he's all over the shop.
Uh-huh.
I could list them all off, but would have had to do more research. But trust me, all of them.
Yeah.
Like, think of one. Don't say it out loud.
He's done.
Do you have it in your head?
Yeah.
Not that one.
Okay. And to be honest, all that's in my head is that he's an arms dealer.
Yeah.
And his name's Leg. It's kind of poetic. But,
he was growing old at this stage, getting a bit tired. He wanted to return to Jaipur, where he married the great-granddaughter of a Portuguese astrologer, famous enough one, but then when I googled him, wasn't a whole lot on him, so I left his name out just to spite him.
Yeah, fuck him.
That astrologer had been sent out to the Maharaja of Jaipur to advise him on astrological things. So he's hanging.
Venus is in flux, so it's a bad week to meet new people.
But he
don't start a relationship now, Your Honor.
But this means that Maharaja, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? And it's, connections, family. He's fucking doing great. He is, skills in high demand.
Yeah, okay. So now he's married again, and skills are in high demand again, so it's time for
rubbing shoulders with the bigwigs.
Yeah.
He becomes a healer, and a good one at that.
I mean, why not?
He studies magic and alchemy and spells and all of this. He was given command of a battalion in the Jaipur army, and his first action was to attack a rebel camp where he'd be badly injured. Finding his way to the camp of one Colonel Todd, he told him, "I was poked down with a pike and shot through my thigh, and I've come to your honour's camp to get cured, for they can make no hand at it in Jaipur."
Well, I thought he was a healer.
Yeah, you'd think that.
Okay, yeah, right.
It's always tough to have faith in yourself.
Yeah,
that's
true.
He was treated for his injuries, and it's thanks to that Colonel Todd that we have the history of this great man, Thomas Sage, because he recounted all his tales to him and he basically wrote them down.
Okay.
As he was fixing them up. He'd said, "To the variegated history of this singular being who has retained amidst these strange vicissitudes an artlessness of manner and goodness of heart which were displayed in many notable instances during his abode of some months in our camp." Todd thought he was a great man, but also stone mad.
Yeah.
Having claimed to have found the Garden of Eden as he was walking around India.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How did he happen to back that up?
He said the road. No, he didn't have a leg to stand on.
Don't ruin my jokes, okay? That's exactly what I was setting up, and you know it.
I know that. Yeah. I cut you off at the knee.
Yeah, there you go. But singular. People don't call each other singular anymore.
Mm-mm.
That's a real 17, 1800s thing. Everyone was singular.
Well, you were. Who'd have you?
I fucking married 3 people, alright?
But the road which led to it was through a spacious and dark cavern, and an angel with flaming wings guarded its entrance. Deep down in the heart of a mountain was situated a beautiful garden filled with delicious fruit, with piles of gold bricks at one end and silver at the other, and various other marvels.
Yeah. It is funny that it's the Garden of, the Garden of Eden, the original place of peace and tranquility and harmony, and then a fucking load of gold down the back so we can make mint.
Yeah, and then on the other end, silver.
Fucking silver, man. We can use that to buy whores.
You should see the tits on this angel.
It's unbelievable. I can't wait to pillage this place. Yeah, what's in the promised land? Big pile of fucking cash. US dollars, currency.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
The Scottish doctor in the camp at one point thought that Thomas might have been Scottish.
Okay.
No, he didn't like that at all. He'd said, "You may take me for a Spaniard or a Portuguese or what you please, sir, but I tell you nothing but the truth, Your Honour, when I say I'm an Irishman."
Okay.
No, it's Scottish people. If someone called me Scottish, I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but not in the Scottish kind of get a free pass on it these days.
But it is,
like,
it is
yeah,
bullshit. That,
it's mostly the Scots that fucked up Northern Ireland.
they were
like,
given free accommodation. They would,
Yeah.
like, if you were given free land and accommodation, Irish people would have taken it as well, as we often did around
as we
other parts
often
of the world.
did. But I mean, no, I listen, whatever. But at the time, nowadays everyone's like, it's the fucking Gaelic League. It's us and the Scots against the dirty British. So yeah, Rangers Club isn't in London. I'll say that. At the time,
He said
a good Irish man. Although, this guy joined the British Navy, so he probably doesn't give a shit.
Well, he joined the British Navy to stick it to him to get free transport.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, to go to India and Afghanistan and other British
Where
colonies.
he was begging.
Yeah.
Todd
Oh, is
calmed him down.
This is the last egg.
It actually is this. It's very, very. Do you remember that time I scored a hat trick against the goalkeeper who had one leg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't feel bad about it at all.
Not
Actually,
at
do you know what?
all.
I felt bad about it because I should have put like 6 past him. He was great.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Adam Hill.
Adam Hill.
Is that right?
God, he's good.
Yeah.
Hope he turns up another day. I'll do him the next time.
Yeah.
His wounds never properly healed.
Okay.
But he'd had enough and set off back for Jaipur, only to decide along the way, you know what'd be better than that?
Dying.
If I just took off all my clothes, jumped into this hole in the ground, a tomb, and just tell people I'm a faker.
Oh yeah.
Do you faker?
Yeah, Fakir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I'm pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced. but
Fakir.
I beg your pardon.
But yeah, an Indian magic man.
Yeah.
He said, if I just go do that instead for the rest of my days, and I'll just
The way-
beg people
sorry,
for
but-
scraps
yeah.
as they walk by, and I'll just live in this fucking hole.
The way that the way you started off saying that, it's kind of like how our mothers would start off with. If you slightly inconvenience them in any way, it's like, well, maybe I'll just take off all my clothes and get into this hole, and I'll just live here then. 'Cause I'm such a fucking burden.
I love Irish mothers.
No, it's grand. I'll just. What
I
a
love my
world.
ma. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ma wouldn't do that. She'd be a lot less obvious in the way she'd guilt you into things.
Yeah.
She wouldn't do that. She'd
No.
just be sad
Yeah.
for a little bit, and just for like 5 minutes, and you're like, oh my god, I'm fucking right.
I-
I'm moving home. I'm giving up comedy.
I
It's
shouldn't
like,
have done
I'm
this.
gonna go work on the farm. We don't have a farm, Jason. I don't care. I
I know
can't-
we don't have a farm because I'm up here while ruining my life when I could have been a farm.
No, his character. Well, Thomas Lake.
Yeah.
I should say that. Yeah.
Wait, so what? Does he do it? Does he become a
Oh, that's what
fuck
he just does that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he dies in 1808. Few people tried to help him along the way. One or two Irish think, or
Yeah.
people would have. Yeah, a lot of people traveling at the time, but he's just like, no, I'm grand. I'm just gonna. This is what I'm doing. And then so he dies, and then the character of Peachy Carnahan in Rudyard Kipling's The Man Who Would Be King, I think, was based off him.
Okay.
Todd.
Have you read The Man Who Would Be King?
No,
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
never read any Kipling. Like his cakes.
You've read
I actually don't like the cakes.
No, the cakes are pretty good. What, Jungle
Nah.
Book? That's him.
Never read it.
No, but I read you If, his poem. Oh no, it is poem If. That's very famous.
Which one was that?
I can't remember how it goes. It's kind of like it's it's one of my sister's favorite poems. Where I like slagging her about it because it's like an ode to manliness, but an ode to manliness from 1900s England. There's a lot of like if if you can gamble all on one bet. Gamble all
Oh,
you've
I
made
do-
on one
oh, yeah,
bet
I
and
do
walk
know.
away, and when you've lost it, then my son, you're a man. and all this kind of stuff.
That's Mike Bassett,
Who's Mike Bassett?
the fictional English manager.
Yeah.
England will be playing 4-4-2. I'm pretty sure that's how Kipling's poem ended.
Probably.
It does in that film. It's great. Yeah, you'll be a man, my son. Is that how it ends?
Yeah.
England will be playing 4-4-2.
He also, I read you that poem of his before, Ulster 1912, I think. We talked about one of the other episodes where he's basically...
The audience are going to think that we just read each other poems.
No, we talked about it on one of the... maybe that might be the first thing we did with Des Bishop, actually, that has never aired. But, no, because he wrote a poem about, like, the Ulster Covenant whenever home rule was going to be coming in. Because I don't think he was from Northern Ireland or any connection to Ireland, but he wrote a poem that was basically like, if you fucking do this, we are gonna fuck you up. It's great. It's the Jungle Book guy, Mowgli and Shakir and all the fun guys, and also he fucking hated the concept of Ireland ruling itself.
Not to speak well of the English, given the fact that you get shot on a lot. But then also, look, we've had a load of English people come into the club in the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And almost to a man.
Well, now, that's not... Everyone we've kicked out in the last month has been English.
English, yeah. Now, granted, I was MCing and the 3 lads left.
Yeah.
And then I said it to the crowd that they'd left, and the entire crowd cheered. And then I talked to 9 people in a row, and they were all English.
Yeah.
And they were like, not like that though. Not like
it's
that.
Even the other night, the 9 lads got kicked out for doing cocaine openly on the table.
I was
whatever.
all right with that.
But that was grand. Yeah. But then we went out with the 2 Birmingham women afterwards, myself and Gary. Lovely women.
Lovely women.
Yeah.
Sharing their cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Brexit is pretty funny. It's funny that they've done this. I saw a meme the other day. It was like, basically one of those memes were like, this thing good, this thing bad format. It was, England leaving.
My penis good, your penis.
Yeah, thank you. But England leaving the EU is it bad, and then like Ireland leaving the UK good. It's obviously good in the long run, but it's literally been 100 years. It was very, very bad for us for a long time. I'm not saying I don't know. I've kind of always thought this since Brexit. It's obviously very funny that they're doing it now, and it's very stupid that they've done it, and it's a very dumb move in this day and age. But these things take a while. Like New Zealand we left the Commonwealth. It fucked us for a long time. Now it's great, but that was 60 years ago when we left. Like in 1921, 22.
Oh God, we would have had escalators in the 50s. It would have been amazing.
Like obviously, in the first couple of years of doing it, it's gonna be shit. But they'll figure it out. Now, will it ever get to a stage where it was worth doing it? Who knows? But it's not. The fact that it's not going well now, and people are like no, this was never going to happen.
Yeah. But
it was still a stupid thing to do. But it's also disingenuous to be like, oh fuck, why didn't they just do it like when we left the Commonwealth? We've talked about that we've done that in episodes before. When we left the Commonwealth, objectively, from every business, financial, community, world, that was a bad idea. But it was good.
But you also get the respect of all, say Scottish people.
Yeah.
No respect.
No.
Because they could have left and they had the chance.
Yeah.
And then they didn't. And now look at them.
Yep.
Gobshites.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fuck you, Scots. Give us back Ulster. How about this?
A fatwa on Scotland. Yes. Thomas Legge. He ran away. Sailed around the world. Sailed around all through. I know you were dropping a lot of names of so India, Afghanistan, West Pakistan. Were those the names of those regions at the time?
No. I was
to
save my inability to pronounce them.
But yeah. It was I was talking to some people. Even when you were talking about bouncing across back and forth between the Pakistani and Indian border, and this ties in very much to what we've just been talking about. But we were out one night, and a friend of a friend was there with her Indian boyfriend, and we were all kind of slagging the English, joint sport. Everyone was like, yeah, fucking Northern Ireland, and it's what the English have done, and they don't even appreciate it, and just like slagging away. And then he was like, yeah, and man, fuck Pakistan. And immediately everyone's like, whoa, you can't be saying that. And he was like, and he kind of like dialed it back a bit, and he was like, oh no, I was only messing, but you could see that he wasn't. But for him, it's the exact same.
It's the exact same thing. Yeah,
like we can. Like the English are the only people you can openly slag in public society here. That's grand, but he's the exact same thing that like we don't understand.
Americans are fine.
Americans also fine. That's true. Yeah, like the relationship between Pakistan and India is not good. But if he's just like, yeah, fuck those guys, like, whoa, that's not okay.
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
I've been actively trying to not take the piss out of the English just for being English.
Yeah.
I think that was a big. It's not like a New Year's resolution. I decided like two months
here
ago.
in November.
Yeah, just doing a lot of MC and stuff, and you're like, it's getting very easy to just be like, aren't they dicks? And everyone's like, whoa, we should take our tops off and high five each other and stuff. And it's too easy. It's a home run.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I've got another home run for you here.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I've got a story and a half.
Okay,
right, but it's actually just one story.
Yeah, you probably wish it was a homo run.
He could charm the heart of an old wheelbarrow. Right,
he could charm the heart of an old wheelbarrow.
Yeah, he's good.
Did we leave this in the start of the episode, or did I? Oh well, yeah, I heard a great phrase in Belfast the other day. As the man said to the fellow with the wheelbarrow, "It's all in front of you."
That's on the Patreon. That's going to be in the Patreon.
Yeah, I think I'll be saying that a lot for the rest of my life. So don't worry about that. But he could charm the heart of an old wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
that's good.
Right, Lawrence Carroll, William Colvin, Lawrence O'Rourke, Collins O'Kelly was born in Dublin, 1850s.
What?
I know, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Narrowed it down to Booterstown though, or Booterstown Road in Blackrock.
Okay.
Right, one of those two. Now, Lawrence Carroll...
Now it's starting to make a lot more sense the way he's so many names.
Lawrence Carroll was probably the name. Yeah. Or Captain Daylight.
Okay. Well, let's just go with that then.
Yeah. And he left Ireland in the 1870s, first for Liverpool.
Do you ever watch Venture Brothers? No.
No.
Captain Sunshine. Anyway. Go on. He left for Liverpool?
First for Liverpool and then America, where he worked across the country as a sailor and a labourer, hopping off trains and on to other ones, with nosy eyes.
Hard to work across the country as a sailor.
You can work outside.
How much work in Montana for a seaman?
Firstly, there's things called rivers.
Yeah.
You idiot. They've got lakes.
It's the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, he was doing that.
Okay.
And also kind of hoboing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be hopping on and off trains when nosy eyes are looking.
Yep.
Taking a cheeky swig of whiskey when nobody was paying attention.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of whiskey and fighting when people were.
Okay. Yeah.
He'd be a thorn in the side for any officer or security guard, but lucky for them, he wouldn't always be hanging around long enough to cause that much of a problem.
He'd be dodging the bulls.
Yeah.
What's the do you know that song, The Great Rock Candy Mountain?
Big Rock Candy Mountain. Yeah. Where they work all day.
No. Yeah, it's just like a hobo's dream.
Yeah. It's in Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
It is, yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah,
my dad loves it.
It's a great,
It's a great song.
Where the guards are fat and slow. I can't remember.
I'll play it here because it's definitely we're not getting copyrighted for that. So,
oh no, yeah, it's like an old the hobo tune, but it's great.
It is. It's class. Hobos in general.
Yeah,
but
it's
what a life.
I guess it's probably the point of it, but it is very funny. It's just like it's a dream world. It's still like a shit world, objectively, but it's just like the prisons, the jails. Have they're all missing one bar, so you can sneak out after you're arrested. And it's like the dogs have no teeth, but you're still getting chased by dogs. The best world I can imagine is just it's still objectively shit, but hey, it's the best I can do.
Homeless people give hobos a bad name.
Okay. This is when the morning light is going off in the studio now.
They do though.
Tread lightly. Yeah. What do you think we should just? Do you think we should to solve the homelessness
hobos.
crisis? You just give everyone in Dublin a bindle, and then all of a sudden it's just fun.
It's better. You give them a clown
Yeah,
car.
we were starting to realize that, like, because everyone keeps banging us with like homelessness statistics about how many children are technically homeless in the city. We actually just gave everyone a bindle, and some of them a Kindle, and now it's just fun. Everyone's just walking around stealing pies from windows and like getting chased by dogs and hopping on the loose for free. It's fun and charming. It's much less tragic than it used to be.
It would make the city a bit more colourful, is all I'm saying.
That's all. Yeah.
That like different coloured bindles,
Okay.
artisan bindles.
Artisan bindles. That's gonna
No,
get
but,
us out.
like,
Has it? That seems like something we're a couple of months away from. Like just a Fine Gael proposal of what if we stop
yeah,
calling them
Healy Ray
homeless
suggested.
and
I'm
just start calling them hobos instead. A can of beans and a bindle for everybody, and we're out of this in a week.
It was just because I was reading Cannery Row there,
Yeah.
and I got me thinking about On the Road,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, the fucking that lost era of American hobos,
Yeah.
that they're homeless, but they're not like they're choosing to be homeless because they're not working. They're going to steal pies. They're going to do bits and pieces. They might work for a day or two, get enough for like cheap whiskey, do bits and pieces like that. But basically, they're doing also what a lot of young people now are doing.
Yeah,
They're like, we don't need to work 40 hours a week for a 20% better life. We'll take 20% worse of a life and not work at all.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm becoming a hobo.
Yeah, when you were describing that life there, you're like, yeah, just working bits and pieces to afford cheap whiskey. So, yeah, what do you mean your fucking Saturday nights?
Hey, it's Friday, and
It is
this
Friday.
beer costs $2.50.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he'd finally made his way over to the west coast, starting over in the east. But he'd become along the way a bit of an anti-establishment thinker.
Okay.
I read that and I didn't really know what it meant because it seemed like he wasn't working too much.
Yeah. What?
That's how he's anti-establishment.
That's why he's anti-establishmentarianism.
Yeah. Now at this time, people wanted like the labor force. They
Yeah.
wanted, listen to this, an 8-hour workday.
Yep.
They'll just never stop.
They just never stop.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it'll be 50 years later, and we'll be down to 4.
Yeah.
He finally made it to San Francisco, and he got there by taking a job transporting fruit down the Sacramento River.
Oh, that's
the way to travel.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little fucking flagrant.
I thought you were
No,
saying
it's-
fruity.
No, I know it's San Francisco, but like the Castro district, don't need to be calling them fruits.
But he stayed here for a bit, and eventually he got a job on a Pacific Mail line.
I'll say. So he got alright. So he got a job. He's transporting fruit.
Well, that's what he was doing just to get to San Francisco, because he was like, get the Sacramento River all the way down. Great
Okay.
way to travel.
Yeah, it's like
work
how
your
you hear stories of people like driving cars or delivering. Like if someone needs a car moved, you pick it up at one location, you drive it to another location, get you somewhere, and you get to drive a good
and
car.
you get paid. Yeah.
Mm.
It's not a bad idea. And he's probably
No.
eating loads of fruit. It's pretty
Yeah.
good for him.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. I lost the fruit shipment.
Just passion fruit all
Yeah,
over
just-
his
yeah.
face. He I find that image so funny.
It's-
I'm just like, no, I don't know what happened, man. I
don't know.
can't tell you.
Yeah, just like fat.
Big giant gluttonous belly.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. The fruit flies got it.
But he'd stayed here for.
To be honest, after a while with the passion fruits, I stopped eating them. I started fucking them. You know, passion my name. I thought maybe there'd be something to it, but I was wrong. I should have stuck with the coconuts.
He stayed down here for a good bit.
That's what the coconut did.
He eventually got a job, as I was saying. He got a job with the Pacific Mail Line. I was saying
Yeah.
Right, mail lines that without often travel to Japan. It's the 1880s around that now.
Okay.
So apparently, according to him,
Yeah.
he made. See, that's what people said. I don't know if you would believe this or not. He made 3 trips, but on the third one, he got kicked off the ship in Yokohama because he was too drunk.
Okay.
I don't know why people didn't want to believe that. They're like, you can't trust a word coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He's pretty much is a bad character reference for himself.
You
can usually believe that one.
Yeah, I got left behind in Japan because I was drinking too much. Yeah, that's very believable.
It's very believable for an Irishman. Yeah, they just call it beached. They just leave him there.
Yeah.
But then he travels through Japan and over to mainland Asia and chilling out on the beaches in Burma or Myanmar, whatever. You pick your fancy.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
I'll go Myanmar.
Okay, I'll go Burma. So keep it interesting.
I would have thought it would be used as a meme template more. It was at some point during lockdown. Do you see that video where it's just a woman doing like a sort of yoga video and she's got headphones on and she's dancing in Burma / Myanmar, and in the background there's just like a military like I don't know, was it during the coup? But she's just sort of like dancing as her back to this thing, and she's got a video set up of just her dancing with a nice backdrop, and it's just like the military swarms in for like the whole 5 minutes, and she's just like oblivious to the whole thing. It's I don't know. Yeah, the first time I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be like, we'll see this now every couple of weeks with a new like bad, just a label stuck on top of the woman and something stuck on top of that." But no, I haven't seen it since.
Oh yeah, it
was very funny.
It's a pretty terrible country.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's the reason Bob Geldof gave up his key to the city.
Oh, because of what's her name?
Yeah.
She was, that's the whole story is fucked.
It's pretty funny.
We should do that. It's not funny at all. It's really bad, Kevin.
It is really.
You shouldn't laugh at that.
No, it's funny that he gave up his key because she also had the key to the city, and then I think the city council like rectified that and took her key off her, and then he was like, well, now that that's done, I can have my back, and they're like, yeah, now you're grand. You're all right, thanks. When we gave it to you, Boomtown Rats were pretty big. You haven't released a song since I Don't Like Mondays, so how about you go fuck yourself?
I don't know how they were ever.
It's a rat trap and you've been caught.
Oh, because I don't know those songs.
They're literally 2 songs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tell me, they're good songs, but it is strange that he got that famous.
Yeah, well, it's not from there. It's Live Aid doing that, being friends with Bono.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Yep.
Wish him well.
Yes.
Our boy here is in Myanmar.
Yeah.
Right? He gets a job as a tally clerk, which is just counting
bananas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. At the port of Rangoon or Yangon.
Oh. Yangon, Myanmar.
Mm-hmm. And it's here that he'd start to notice, geez, everyone here seems to be a monk.
Okay.
What's that all about?
Yeah.
So he becomes, he gets fairly interested in the old monking. And he stays at the Tavoy Monastery as a low-level monk, starting his training.
Yeah.
Right? And after about 5 years, he becomes a qualified monk. He had to repeat second year.
Yeah. It's a 3-year course, but he didn't take to it.
But I think that's 1889. And he takes the name U Damaloka.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is one of the first, way back when we started this whole podcast.
3 years ago.
Almost 4 years ago.
Oh, Jesus.
Actually, very almost 4 years
very
ago.
near, yeah. We didn't release for a few months, but yeah.
Yeah, but we started writing in January 4 fucking years ago.
Jesus Christ. So, hey, look, the Patreon's there.
It's just there.
It's there. And we're stuck in a life where we have to continue this podcast now, because if we stop, people are like, you had a good thing going. Why would you? Everyone would love to. It's like, Jesus, it's a lot of work for very little fucking, like.
Now, we're paying the bill. It's the rest of the bills that are the issue. But the one, it's sorted.
Yeah, my phone bill.
Yeah. God, yeah. Listen, you've got 4 years of men slowly unraveling. Sure, we've been through a lot.
If you've been listening to this and you haven't donated a $5 over 100 fucking hours.
That's so funny to think that there's been people listening to this for 4 years who are like,
not even,
they're like, we're parasocial relationship, and they've heard us talk about like going through COVID,
left
relationships,
messages specifically on like the Instagram and emails and all of that, and still haven't popped
never
up.
give a It's almost €1 a year at this point.
Fucking hate all of you.
Oh man,
Even the ones who do pay to the
even
Patreon.
yeah, I'd say it's probably up in the 4-year anniversary of the conversation we had about starting this.
Oh God, yeah. In Berks,
Yeah.
where
We'd be doing a gig.
we'll be
hopefully.
doing actually we'll call that the 4-year anniversary.
But
The anniversary is really a fluid concept.
it is.
It changes.
It depending on what we need to market.
Yeah. Is it like when we started writing it? Is the first episode recorded?
Yeah.
Is it when we released it? Is
Yeah.
it just when we need to
The
sell
first
tickets to a gig?
Yeah. One of the early stories. It probably was before we released any of the episodes. A friend of mine had moved to Japan, and he was telling me about this guy.
Ah, Udama Loka.
Yeah, who like
I don't give it away. Don't say anything because I got a story to tell.
Oh well, all I remember is that he was an Irish. Like
You've given it away.
This is great.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, because he was from Dublin. Yeah.
God, he was. He spends. So this is 1889 when he gets qualified as like a big monk.
Yeah.
Big style monk.
Yeah.
And he takes that name Udamaloka, and he
Mhm.
became the first ever Western born Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
But then looking into that seemingly, which people did, I didn't. That they're like, actually there's a good few more. The big problem was that there's seemingly 2 English lads who a lot of the time are brought up as like they went back to England
Yeah.
and they were like, look at the mad monk lads, they must be the first ones ever. And it's not. It was Udamaloka. People looked into it, but then when they kept looking into it, they realized that he wasn't even the first. There was people before him.
Sure, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Dutch, the Danes, they would have all been in and around that region for, like, by 1889, they would have been there for like 150 years.
Yeah, true. I don't know who would have wanted to be a monk, who would have done the whole training.
I know, but yeah, you gotta be like in a space of 150 to 200 years. Someone would have fucking chanced it.
Oh no, for sure.
It seems bizarre that it would be bizarre that no one had converted to Buddhism before 1889.
Yeah.
Just out of
People
curiosity.
Yeah, but people were stronger about their religions back then. So if you were like a practicing Catholic, you probably weren't going to.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Do
Yeah,
it.
I suppose that's a fair point. I guess that religion was stronger than those days. But if you're like, hey, you know what? I've been sent off to fight in religious wars to die, and then there's this other. It could be a Buddhist. What, you just fucking sit under a tree and be like, everything's grand.
Mm-hmm. No, he has
Not a
been.
bad life.
He's been traveling around begging and been a hobo for
Yeah.
quite a while. Yep. It's not a particularly tough job.
No.
Not to downplay hoboing. Respectable. I want to just double
Hard
down
graft.
on this. Respectable profession. I
Yeah.
want to see more of them.
Yes.
More people doing that.
But it seems it seems unlikely that it would have went that far without someone. I think like Buddhism has been around a long old time.
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the Buddhist monks in Myanmar?
Do you want it?
Like genocided
Yeah.
an entire, like nearly a fucking million people,
Yeah.
all in the name of equality.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
It's not good, no.
Yeah, I went on a bike trip up in, is it Bagan? I don't know, I'm asking you that.
I don't know, yeah.
It's whatever that city, well, that area that has, it's like the most amount of temples per mile
Yeah.
capita, whatever the term is, in anywhere in the world. But we went around, there's a Buddhist monk who was going to drive us around on like our little scooters, and he was going to show us all the cool temples. Like, that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then he came out and he just kind of rubbed his hands together. He's like, hey everyone, nice to see you. We're going to go this way, we're going to do this, and then we'll come back here, we'll be back by around this time. Oh, and also just so you know before we leave, if you've ever heard anything about the country on like CNN or the New York Times, the Guardian, the BBC, that's all lies. Don't be fucking bothering with that.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very interesting because it's like you could tell by the group of people.
Yeah.
Some people had no idea what he was talking about,
Yeah.
and everyone else was like, "Yeah, I made the decision to come here knowing that all of this was happening. And my friends kept telling me, don't go.
Whenever I think about Buddhism, you never really thought of any of that stuff in schools. Like, my two first references are Nirvana.
Whenever I think of Buddhism, mine goes blank.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's a real Paul Marsh joke. That's good. Whenever I think of Buddhism, my mind goes to Nirvana, the band, and the Rage Against the Machine cover art for like the Vietnamese war monk. That's, yeah. But they really did a number on us. It's like, yeah, Buddhism, the ancient art of like the religion of enlightenment from the East. What does it remind you of? Yeah, two grunge bands from fucking America. Well,
good band and stuff.
shit. Great bands. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Well, actually, to be honest, fuck Rage Against the Machine. I'll say that now.
There's a couple of
They're
good
not
songs.
good.
Audio Slave.
That's a different band.
But some of them are in that
I
band.
know. Anyway, we've gone off the rails.
We actually have.
Yeah.
Off the rails. Let's get back and finish this story.
Yeah.
Right? No more tangents.
No.
So he spends the years traveling around Asia
That reminds me of a story.
and Oceania, telling off the Christian church.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a fan. Now, granted, in the hierarchy of the Christian church, he gives less shit to Catholics.
Okay. As opposed to, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
still, for the whole, he's not
So
a
he's
fan
still
of
a
Christianity.
Dublin man.
But yeah, he's kind of like, I don't want to go home and have to face into that. So
Okay.
yeah, but he'll still talk shit about them.
Yeah.
But so he's doing that. He's walking around playing. He's walking around saying Buddhism, pure class, real sound.
Yeah.
Bible actually says Christians shouldn't be killing and raping all the time, but they are. That's actually what they're doing all the time.
That's actually a contradiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypocrites.
Yeah.
That's the church for you. But they're doing all of that. And his talks, of which there were 48,
He give 48 speeches.
Well, I think like 48 different speeches about different topics. We have a number here, 48. I don't really know. I assume it's a lot more events than that because he was traveling around talking. He couldn't read or write.
Okay.
But
I
by
guess that does
God, could he hold a crowd's attention?
Fair enough.
Yeah. He
Those are rookie numbers. We're up to like 120 episodes.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. I guarantee you, his are better.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Some of those speeches, classics, right?
Yeah.
I don't really know what the church's problem with them is, but you've got like, what has Christianity done to the world? You've got the falsity of Christianity.
Yep.
Slavery under Christianity.
Yep.
Jesus is a cunt.
Part 3. 6-part special.
Vulgar and unstable.
What are you describing yourself?
He was described as vulgar, as a vulgar and unstable character. Also, some people describe him as endowed with the gift of the gab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
So who's to know?
Who's to know? Several women across the region said he was endowed with something else.
No, gift of the gab, that's he got.
Yeah, there you go. He was using his gap for other things. But
Well, very few transcriptions exist of any of these speeches, but people have kind of pieced them back together because he never wrote any of them down.
no,
he's
and people were too
uneducated.
transfixed to write them down.
Well, yeah, you just you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Burmese whispers.
There you go.
But he set up heaps of schools as he travelled around, probably more than the next generation to not be
Yeah.
tick like him.
It is funny that you kind of think of these things as being sort of modern ideas, but by the 1890s, the Catholic Church had been around for 1890 years, more or less, and had done horrible stuff. And
Yeah.
he was right. What the fuck is that? Why don't we all just like relax and meditate?
And you would think the same in 2022, where they've been
Yeah.
around for 2022 years. when people
It's
are right.
and it's still like, yeah, maybe it's
Mm.
only just seems to be tipping the iceberg of like, I actually.
Just say it. Just admit it. Being gay is okay.
There's a paragraph
Is it
in a
the-
book from 2,000 years ago that can be misinterpreted as saying it's not okay.
We don't have time to get.
We don't,
Remember
no.
we said no more.
No more
Tangents.
tangents.
Right. We've got to finish this. I've got
Yeah.
6 paragraphs left.
As the fella said when he was closing down his tanning salon for men. Sorry, no more tangents.
I just want to be done.
And away we
I
go.
want to stop doing this podcast.
Keep it going.
I hope in this episode.
Yep, I know what you mean.
Stage Irish.
Yeah.
That was a term that some people had said about him, or maybe one person, but I liked it. Like performative Irish
Yeah.
is part of it. I kind of thought about that's interesting. It's probably
Yeah.
like most comedians who do like an Irish thing, ourselves included.
Yeah. Most Irish artists, stage Irish. That's fair.
Yeah. So he's kind of known for telling off the English, slash the church
Yeah.
and soldiers in general. I guess English soldiers, but the English didn't like this at all.
No.
Nor did the Irish under the English thumb, like Sir Anthony MacDonald, Chief Commissioner at the time, and Mayo Man. And he wouldn't be the only Irishman who had a problem with him. But I'll get to that in a second, because I wanted to real quickly tell you that he once gave out to policemen for not wearing sandals at a pagoda.
Okay. The Shwedagon Pagoda.
Yeah, no less.
A great pagoda.
Yeah. During a festival, and got everyone's back up about disrespecting Burmese culture and religion, like not wearing the sandals. I've been to that pagoda. It's massive.
When did you pagoda?
2018?
Okay.
Nah, 2018 must have been. Interesting. It was very good. I had to wear a skirt.
Okay.
I think back then the sandals were fine. It's good. It's massive. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I got to wear a skirt.
Yeah.
Wherever they call, I forget the name of it. I still have it. All the men in Myanmar wear skirts.
Okay.
Yeah, like long, dressy skirts.
So, dresses.
Like just long. They're just like a big giant thing of cloth that you got to wrap up and tie. Like, like the Dukes of Hazzard, like the Daisy Duke thing she ties in the middle.
Yeah.
You kind of do that, but with a skirt at the top. You just got to get all the extra stuff and wrap it around and tie it. It's a bit odd, but then because they'll still be wearing like dress shoes, sometimes sandals, but then they'll wear like a tux, not a tux, but like a business suit on top.
Oh.
The Udamaloka spoke so eloquently and rousingly that he'd stir crowds up into frenzies. So the government charged him with sedition in 1911 and was brought up in front of the chief court judge at the time, Daniel Toomey, Carrigtwohill, County Cork, and he was found guilty and sent to Bangkok.
Where was he?
He's in Burma.
He's in, but how, like, what jurisdiction have they got over him?
English.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We, the West, had first of all taken Burma from the Burmans, and now we desire to trample on their religion.
Yeah.
But he said it with a Booterstown accent.
Yeah.
Accused of saying Christian missionaries carry the Bible, whiskey, and weapons. Editor of the Singapore paper then denounced him. That was Edward Alexander Morphy, Kerry man, a Killarney man to be specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called him a fraud.
Okay.
All the Irish here are just working for the English, talking shit about Damaloka.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess he's going after...
That's 3. We've got 3 now who are just like...
Yeah.
You could... Actually, especially the newspaper guy, you could just not report on him.
Yeah, but if you're a newspaper guy working in Singapore, yeah, like they're probably all quite West Brits. It was 1911 as well. Sure, they're all British.
Yeah.
And he's going after the church. Their favourite thing.
Yeah, but also the Protestant church, which wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But that's probably an easy target as well.
Yeah, yeah. But
crazy Dublin man running around telling people they're bad.
Actually, yeah, it's probably just a load of Cork and like country fellas moving out to other places and just he's a fucking dub. He's running his mouth.
Actually, it is like Kerry, Cork.
Yeah.
They just don't like the city.
I tell you what, boy, he's making a fucking disgrace of the country.
The capital should be down here, lad.
Capital should be down here. Yeah. Yeah, I've been living in Singapore for 16 years, haven't fucking lost the accent. And I hate dubs.
But you can trace Damaloka back to up to 1914 in Bangkok. He'd be in his 60s by around then.
Okay.
And there's a few false flags, few fake celebrity death hoaxes.
Yeah.
Or is it just a regular celebrity death hoax? I don't think you say fake hoax.
No, it's true.
Yeah. Usually proven false.
Yeah.
But eventually, he did stop making public appearances, and we didn't know where he ended up. But given the fact
But
that
you can't confirm that he's dead.
given the fact that he was already in his 60s by then, he might have had a couple of years left in him.
Yeah.
But yeah, might just also, as a Buddhist monk, went back to a missionary or temple or whatever. Just vow of silence, didn't say anything. Yeah, I think if they died, they burn, they cremate all their ashes and spread them.
Maybe.
Yeah, so you just wouldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So you just kind of gone. And there goes the most famous Irish monk, apart from the monk.
The second most. It's hard to research this guy here. It's like Irish monk. No. Dublin monk. No. Dublin monk Asia. No. Dublin monk anti-British. No.
Yeah, that's Udamaloka.
Yeah.
And we've had three
Udamaloka.
stories. I just called this episode The Lost Boys.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just lads, we got Fiji, we've got India,
Yeah.
we've got Myanmar, Burma.
Irish going Asia.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a great set of stories.
Probably, I don't know if there was any. I probably could have looked into one of them a lot longer, like Udamaloka.
Udamaloka is a big one.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
there's
In
plenty.
that I know there's a photo of him, which is
and a Wikipedia page where I got most of
Sure,
the
yeah,
information.
yeah.
Nah, I actually I looked. I read around a few different places, but these were very Paddy O'Connell. Who now, if you're listening to this, that might be the episode that's gone up on the Patreon, because there's 3 stories, 2 of them here, 1 on the Patreon. Remember we were saying there a little while ago, please support the Patreon. We've got like 40 odd episodes in there. I don't mean 40 weird ones or some weird, but I mean like 40 plus episodes.
But yeah, the Paddy O'Connell one, that's very interesting. Well, I won't give away too much about that. It is behind the Patreon, but being a key figure in a very interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
Udamaloka, it's good to cross that one off the list. He's been on my list for a long time.
Yeah, and then we got some Fecker in India. Sorry, Fakir.
There you go. That's good stuff. The Man Who Would Be King. Let's watch that. I think there's a version with Sean Conroy.
Let's watch Mike Bassett.
Okay, right. Listen, we've got some films to watch. So it's Friday night. Happy weekend.
It's Friday night. I'm feeling all right.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good luck.
All right, bye. Shafter.